What if Samsung's biggest camera jump in years doesn't come in its foldable lineup, but from its next generation Galaxy S26 Edge? Based on a new leak, Samsung is preparing a serious camera upgrade for at least one model in the upcoming Galaxy S26 series, and it's starting to sound like the Edge variant might steal the spotlight. The Galaxy S26 Edge is rumored to replace both the Galaxy S25 Edge and S25 Plus, and it could launch with a 50-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera up from the 12-megapixel sensor used in its predecessors. That's a huge leap and shows Samsung is focusing on image quality where it counts. Internally, the Galaxy S26 series is codenamed NPA, short for Next Paradigm, which follows the paradigm label for the S25 series and Eureka for the S24 lineup. Well, this suggests the S26 design may stay close to what we've seen before. The internal changes, especially in the camera department, look promising. If Samsung really ditches the Plus model and gives us just 3 phones, the base S26, the Edge, and the Ultra, it could simplify the lineup, while making the Edge a true flagship in its own right. Reports say that the S26 Edge, also known as NPA2, could be the one to feature this new 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens, making it a strong option for photography lovers who want more than the base model but don't need the full power of the Ultra. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to keep its 200-megapixel main camera and a 50-megapixel telephoto sensor with 5x optical zoom, continuing to lead Samsung's camera game. What's still unclear is what kind of upgrades we'll see in the other 2 sensors on the Ultra, or whether the base S26 will get a meaningful camera boost too. Interestingly, earlier rumors hinted at a main camera improvement even on the standard S26, which means Samsung could be raising the bar across the board. Though we don't yet have details on battery size or processing upgrades, it's likely Samsung will pair these camera enhancements with better chip performance and energy efficiency to keep up with expectations. And if the company really focuses on only 3 models instead of 4, they might be able to pack more features into each phone rather than spreading the improvements thin. The Galaxy S26 Edge in particular could become the perfect middle ground, giving users a premium camera setup without jumping to ultra pricing. With the launch likely set for January 2026, Samsung still has time to finalize details, but these early leaks give us a pretty good picture of what to expect. Even without a dramatic redesign, a camera jump from 12 to 50 megapixels in the ultra-wide lens is not something to ignore. It shows that Samsung is still committed to pushing its hardware forward, even when design changes are minimal. Whether you're a mobile photography fan or just someone who wants a more capable everyday phone, the S26 Edge might be the one to watch. Let us know what you think about this possible camera upgrade, and if you're excited for Samsung's next big launch, give this video a like and subscribe for more straightforward and helpful tech content, no complicated terms, just the news you care about. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Is Apple waiting too long to release its first foldable iPhone? Well, fans have been waiting for years. Apple seems to be taking its sweet time. Normally, that careful approach is what makes their products shine, but this time, it might be causing more harm than good. In art, perfectionism can make a painting or a sculpture timeless. In tech, though, waiting too long to launch something new can lead to missed chances. Foldable phones have been around for a while now, and Apple is still sitting on the sidelines. The market has already seen foldables from companies like Samsung, Huawei, Google, Motorola, Honor, Oppo, and Vivo. These companies moved fast, tried bold designs, and made foldable phones real products you can buy. But now, after a few exciting years, things are starting to cool off. Back in the year 2022, foldable phone shipments worldwide grew from 9 million units in 2021 to 16 million. Experts were sure it would jump even more the following year, with some guessing it could hit 26 million. But by the end of 2023, it only reached around 18 million. That growth is way below what many expected. for the year 2024. Clear numbers are hard to find, which usually means the numbers are not great. In fact, some reports already predict that foldable sales could even shrink in the year 2025. That is a bad sign for a category that once looked like the next big thing. And this puts Apple in a difficult spot. The longer it waits, the more the foldable market may fade away. It is not that people do not want innovation. It is just that they have seen a lot of promises with little change. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 looks too similar to older models. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold feels like a repeat. OnePlus even cancelled its next foldable phone. That kind of news does not help build excitement. If Apple keeps holding back, there is a real chance that its foldable phone, which people often call the iPhone Fold, might arrive too late to make a big impact. And Apple knows better than anyone that timing matters. Imagine if the original iPhone had launched 2 or 3 years later. It might not have changed the world in the same way. Right now, what Apple needs is not perfection, it needs presence. A foldable iPhone that works well, lasts more than a few days without breaking, and offers the regular iPhone experience in a folding design would be more than enough. It does not need to reinvent everything. It just needs to show that Apple is still ahead in both design and user experience. Yes, Apple has high standards, and that is a big reason why so many people love its products, but high standards do not mean waiting forever. Even if the iPhone Fold is not flawless, it could still be a big success, just like the original Galaxy Fold was a first step, even with its problems. If Apple waits until the year 2026 or beyond, it may find itself launching a device in a market that has already moved on. This could turn into another product like the AirPods Max or the Vision Pro, built with care, but never given the push it needed to shine. Apple does not need to perfect the foldable iPhone before releasing it. It just needs to make it reliable, stylish, and ready to evolve with future updates. So should Apple finally launch the iPhone Fold, even if it is not perfect or is waiting? Still the smarter move. Share what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a tech update. What if Samsung's next big launch doesn't just focus on raw power, but also gives you more variety, better design, and smarter software right out of the box? That's what early leaks suggest about the Galaxy S26 series, expected to arrive in early 2026. While the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 are just around the corner, non-foldable fans are already looking ahead, and the Galaxy S26 could bring some notable shifts. One big change might be the lineup itself. Instead of the usual 3 phones, Samsung could launch 4 models, including a Galaxy S26 Edge. This Edge model might even replace the Plus version if the Galaxy S25 Edge doesn't sell well. Internally, we're looking at upgrades across the board. Every model is expected to come with 12 GB of RAM and start at 256 GB of storage, with options going up to 1 TB. The Ultra model might finally offer the 16 GB RAM version in more countries, something Samsung only made available in limited markets with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. As for processors, the Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus or Edge will likely get the next-gen Snapdragon chip in the United States, Canada, and China, while the rest of the world may see the return of Exynos, either the Exynos 2500 or possibly the new Exynos 2600 built on a 2nm process. On the design front, Samsung's recent trend of making phones thinner will likely continue. The Galaxy S25 Edge already showed how thinner camera modules can help reduce bulk without sacrificing quality. That same idea will carry over into the S26 lineup, including the Ultra and possibly the mid-tier models too. However, don't expect major visual overhauls. The front will still be all-screen aluminum frames for the base models and titanium. For the Ultra and Edge, the displays should remain the same size, 6.2 inches, 6.7 inches, and 6.9 inches depending on the model, all using AMOLED panels. Gorilla Armor Glass may still be limited to the Ultra, which is a bit disappointing if Samsung decides not to bring it to all models. Battery life is still a mystery, but there's talk of a shift to silicon carbon cells that could allow for bigger battery capacities in thinner phones. There's even a rumor of a 6,000 mAh battery for the Ultra model though. That seems like a stretch from the current 5,000 mAh standard. Still, if Samsung is serious about balancing power and size, that change might be possible. When it comes to cameras, things aren't as exciting, at least for now. While the Galaxy S24 Ultra introduced a new 5x zoom lens, and the S25 Ultra brought a better ultra-wide camera with a 50-megapixel sensor, leaks suggest the S26 series might not get big upgrades. The base and Plus or Edge models will likely keep the same 50-megapixel main sensor. Some insiders even believe Samsung could wait until the Galaxy S28 for major camera changes. The software experience will include Android 16 with One UI version 8.5, and artificial intelligence is expected to play a bigger role. Gemini, which replaced Google Assistant and Bixby, will still be part of the system, but Samsung may also integrate Perplexity AI, a newer competitor, to ChatGPT. If a deal goes through, Perplexity could debut first in the Samsung Internet browser and Bixby before expanding elsewhere. Pricing is likely to stay the same as the Galaxy S25, although US trade policy changes could push Samsung to raise prices slightly. We'll know more closer to the end of 2025. Until then, it looks like the Galaxy S26 is shaping up to offer familiar hardware with smarter touches and more choice. For